But we have to prepare to any other kind of challenges from Russian side.
在乌俄战争开战4周年之际，乌克兰总统邀请了36国元首以及欧盟领袖参加志愿者联盟大会。泽伦斯基表示，欧洲在和谈中扮演着至关重要的角色，并宣布乌欧2、3方会议预计将在未来10天内举行。尽管较亲俄的匈牙利在近日阻挡了欧盟提供乌克兰900亿欧元贷款的计划。欧盟执委会主席范德莱恩表示，不论如何都会让乌克兰得到这笔资金。
We must be very clear. This war will only end when Putin realizes that he cannot win. That is why we must increase pressure on Russia. We must dry up Moscow's war funding. The 20th package of sanctions by the European Union has precisely this goal.
德国总理梅尔茨在乌俄战争4周年当天表示，德乌两国命运相系，而德国政府也强调会继续提供乌克兰经济、政治与军事的援助。而在另一边，俄国总统普丁也为俄国所称的特别军事行动4周年进行演说。
Никак успокоиться не могут. Не знают, что сделать, чтобы разрушить вот этот мирный процесс с попыткой урегулирования дипломатическими средствами. Все делают для того, чтобы совершить какую-то провокацию и сломать все, что, так аккуратно скажу, достигнуто на этом переговорном треке.
普丁指控乌克兰正试图对俄国2大天然气管线进行攻击，来迫使俄国退出谈判。同时，俄国当局也在24日声称，法国与英国正试图协助乌克兰窃取核武技术。英国与法国外交部都已经表示，这项说法并没有根据。欢迎新闻发言之综合报道。
而在印太局势日益复杂紧张之际，各国透过了联合操演，展现强化伙伴的关系，还有维护区域安全的决心。从24号开始到3月6号，由美国和泰国为首展开金色眼镜蛇联合军演。今年总共有30国参与，横跨了陆海空，甚至延伸到太空，堪称是亚洲最大规模演习。
On this occasion, I now declare COPACO 26 officially open. Thank you.
由美国印太司令部与泰国皇家军队共同主办，也是亚洲规模最大的联合军演——金色眼镜蛇演习正式登场。开幕仪式在泰国乌打抛海军基地举行。这项军演从1982年开始举办，今年迈入第45届。这次共有30个国家参与，从2月24日一路进行到3月6日。未来几天，各国部队将在泰国各地展开实弹射击、联合作战演练，以及人道救援与消防救灾等科目。内容也因应当前全球局势，涵盖陆地、海上、空中，甚至太空与网络空间等多个领域。
You can interpret our presence here as our commitment to our strong partnership, especially with our Thai allies, but also to peace and security in the Indo-Pacific region.
今年共有7个主要参与国组成核心部队，包括泰国、美国、新加坡、印尼、日本、南韩和马来西亚。中国、印度与澳洲将参与部分项目，越南和辽国担任观察员，柬埔寨则未参与今年演习。泰国军方指出，近年印太地区面临的挑战越来越复杂，包括南海局势紧张、地缘政治竞争升温，以及恐怖主义、人口贩运、网络诈骗等跨国威胁，再加上气候变迁导致天灾频传，都让区域安全情势更加严峻。寰宇新闻林一范综合报道。
胶原满格，肌肤就会亮起来，浓密吸收，弹力充满 ，M2 美度超能胶原饮，快充胶原，每一刻。胶原满格，肌肤就会亮起来，浓密吸收，弹力充满 ，M2 美度超能胶原饮，快充胶原，每一刻。 我们不只报道新闻，我们解读世界。我是刘以晴，我在寰宇全球新闻。
世事如棋，谁在布局？百年变局，谁是赢家？
你需要的不是立场，而是方向。世界高速转变，关键都在台湾。我准备好了，你呢？我是刘宝杰，带你精准出击。
我们在乎您的资产累积，多头我们迎风而上，震荡我们把握机会，逆风我们沉潜布局。最强分析师阵容，紧盯大盘变化，掌握风起时刻，布局下一个起飞点。YT 即时盘面直播，最新讯息不漏接。最在乎您的财经频道，跟着台股线上精准掌握投资点。每周一到周五，请锁定寰宇财经台。
我们不只报道新闻，我们解读世界。我是刘以晴，我在寰宇全球新闻。
世事如棋，谁在布局？百年变局，谁是赢家？
你需要的不是立场，而是方向。世界高速转变，关键都在台湾。我准备好了，你呢？我是刘宝杰，带你精准出击。
我们在乎您的资产累积，多头我们迎风而上，震荡我们把握机会，逆风我们沉潜布局。最强分析师阵容，紧盯大盘变化，掌握风起时刻，布局下一个起飞点。YT 即时盘面直播，最新讯息不漏接。最在乎您的财经频道，跟着台股线上精准掌握投资点。每周一到周五，请锁定寰宇财经台。
价值投资高胜率，
动能选股高效率。那爆量的买就表示什么？表示很多人在这边做低接嘛，低接到我等于收盘价会等于开盘价。
虽然今年股票创新高，
是，
可是有很多产业景气是还没有
复苏的，
所以配息的稳定对于高股息来说，
非常重要，
应该是一个非常重要的要件。
早华，
艾伦说，
跟着我们
勇敢进场。
财经消息来关心，台股今天开盘以34753点开出，指数先是上涨52.49点，随后涨幅一路扩大491.78点，来到了35192.60点。那台积电的部分呢，先是上涨30元，来到1995元，随后一度涨势扩大，来到2000元关卡。 好，接着来看到南韩酷澎去年年底就爆出说有3370万的用户个资外泄，起初以为受影响的只有韩国，但如今数发布对外证实，说经过第三方的鉴定，台湾有超过20万的用户个资也遭到非法读取。对此，台湾酷澎表达歉意之外，说愿意针对受影响的用户，每人折发1000元折价券作为补偿。
南韩电商龙头韩国酷澎日前爆出超过3370万笔的个资外泄，当中包括客户姓名、电话住址，甚至连住家大门密码都遭到外流，引发恐慌。经警方深入追查，发现是酷澎韩国一名前员工在未经授权下存取用户资料。然而，经过调查，24号数发布对外证实，说经过第三方资安公司鉴定，确定台湾用户有高达204552名用户个资受到外泄影响，当中包括姓名、电子邮件、电话号码、配送地址以及最近5笔订单记录等敏感资料遭到非法读取。对此，酷澎台湾表达歉意，将提出总金额超过2亿元的补偿方案，承诺每户受影响的客户可以获得价值1000元的折价券。另外，会持续配合调查，并强化内部资安与权限控管，守护客户资料安全。
日本知名的保养品牌 Fancl 已经在台湾经营24年，但是由于代理经营合约到期，所以 Fancl 发出了震撼弹，今年3月25号之后将正式退出台湾市场。
主打无添加的日本保养品牌 Fancl 在台湾已经经营24年，但就在今年3月25号 ，Fancl 要正式退出台湾市场，这震撼弹也让不少死忠顾客直呼好可惜。事实上 ，Fancl 在2001年登陆台湾之后，2014年就一度因为经营权问题结束营业，但隔年再度回归。但如今因为代理经营合约到期 ，Fancl 的网络商城会营运到3月15号，而目前唯一的专柜则会在3月25号进行撤柜。时隔将近10年 ，Fancl 再度宣布退出，不少爱用者感到惋惜，但也有消费者还是抱有希望，期待未来 Fancl 有机会以不同形式重返台湾。
台积电的股价不断的刷新天价，甚至罕见被列为了注意股，就是因为涨翻天。那也出现了一批台积新富豪，总计有9777位。
红马年开春，护国神山台积电也昂尬俩北调。24号盘中标出1975元新天价，最终收在1965元，有创纪录。股民钱包跟着赚饱饱。如果有50张台积电，市值就接近1亿，也造就一批台积新富豪。根据统计，台积电已经创造9777位身价破亿的亿万富翁。
多买股票就不会错。
为着加这句多买股票不会错，甚至24号盘后交易出现一笔20张2073.3元成交价，仙人指路，神山涨到被盯上，直接被列注意股。毕竟从今年以来，台积电累计涨幅近27%，市值已经来到50.96兆。
Underpinned by strong demand for our leading-edge specialty and advanced packaging technologies, we are confident we can continue to outperform the industry growth.
要引领产业发展，台积电重要设备商艾斯摩尔也秀出重磅技术，在2030年前让晶片产量最多增加50%，等于让台积电吞下大力丸，神山马年马上发威。
美国半导体大厂 AMD 宣布拿下了脸书母公司 Meta 的大订单，将在未来5年要提供价值600亿美元的 AI 晶片，同时还允许 Meta 认购10%的自家股权，进一步提升了这2家公司在 AI 领域的战略伙伴关系。
美国人工智慧领域再传巨大合作案，半导体大厂 AMD 宣布和脸书母公司 Meta 达成协议，要在5年内提供价值600亿美元的 AI 晶片，运算能力高达6吉瓦，而首波1吉瓦订单预计今年下半年交付。
doing here is really helping them build out their infrastructure. We're taking our technology and really optimizing it for Meta's most important AI workloads.
协议内容中还包含允许 Meta 分阶段收购 AMD 股票，最多可持有10%股权。华尔街日报因此估计，这整笔交易价值将超过1000亿美元，可说是两家科技巨头全面升级战略伙伴关系。
I view this as really tying the company strategically. And when you think about, there are very few companies that can actually invest at the scale that we're talking about. It's a great partnership.
其实 AMD 去年就和 OpenAI 达成类似协议，允许 OpenAI 最多认购10%的自家股权。值得一提的是 ，AMD 竞争对手辉达日前也才同样获得 Meta 大单，将出售数百万颗 AI 晶片。随着 AI 战场白热化 ，AMD 正积极布局，盼突破辉达在高阶晶片的市场垄断。寰宇新闻黄瑜君综合报道。
为了落实美国制造，也因应川普的关税压力，苹果正展开晶片大迁徙。执行长库克承诺要在美国砸下20兆台币，逐步把半导体的供应链搬回到美国本土，换取关税豁免。那《华尔街日报》最近也获得独家授权，首度进到苹果供应链的禁区，不但直击了鸿海德州厂的内部产线，也揭开砂石是如何透过造价100亿的光刻机变成iPhone 的大脑。
这是一场价值20兆台币的晶片大迁徙。华尔街日报获得史无前例的授权，进入苹果供应链的最高禁区。这座位于德州的鸿海工厂内部首度曝光，正在组装最先进的 AI 伺服器，但想把地表最复杂的制造业强行搬回美国本土，第一关要挑战的是苹果对品质极致挑剔。
And that's just the nature of the demanding specs that we're being asked to achieve.
Who's the most demanding customer you have?
Apple.
晶片的源头是来自北卡罗来纳州最纯净的砂石，再经过1400度的高温，变成2公尺长的细晶棒。切片后的薄圆盘送入台积电厂房后，得靠造价120亿美元的艾斯摩尔光刻机，利用雷射击中液态期，产生出不存在自然界的光。在晶圆上10颗数十亿个电晶体，让身价瞬间暴涨。
How much does one of these cost when it's done?
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Tens of thousands of dollars, huh? So I can't play frisbee with you.
No.
虽然完工晶圆价值高达数万美元，但这只是美版晶片。目前美产晶片的技术仍落后台湾整整1代，想直接复制台湾经验，难度超乎想象。
You're already doing this in Taiwan. Why can't we just, do
plop
this,
it in
plop it in and do it by year end? Why does it take so much time?
It's really complicated in terms of the structures because remember what we're building is atom level. It really requires a complex infrastructure, requires a complex.
虽然产线仍有代差，但在库克与川普政府的关税博弈下，苹果将关键战略物资锁在美国。
Well, we're very focused on the things that we believe are critical for future innovation and things that will differentiate our products over time. And so that's what we're partnering and investing in here.
苹果正试图在沙漠中硬是盖出一条新的供应链。虽然距离完全脱离亚洲还有很长一段路，但这场晶片大迁徙已经没有回头路。寰宇新闻周方浩综合报道。
在春节期间，有中国电子第一街之称的深圳华强北人潮涌现 ，AI 眼镜成为了消费的新焦点，销量呢大增将近80%左右。在高性价比还有补贴政策的带动下，掀起了智慧穿戴热潮。专家更预估了中国今年的穿戴装置市场规模恐怕突破5000亿元。
无人机、AI 眼镜、智能翻译机、情绪交互机器人琳琅满目，有中国电子第一街之称的深圳华强北。春节期间，集美人潮成为民众新年采购新宠，尤其是 AI 眼镜销量更是暴增近80%。
我会给他考虑说要有 AI 的东西，我想去看一下那个 AI 眼镜，想让他去接触一下。
刚才有一位墨西哥的客人，他和他的一个西班牙朋友，在我们这里光我们的 AI 智能眼镜，他来回复购了3次，一共买了12副。
真的不夸张 ，AI 眼镜销量增幅达7至80%。外籍客商数量年增近1倍，部分热门型号甚至有断货情况。 主打的正是高性价比优势。
270，我想给产品又主打一个性价比。
一副 AI 智能眼镜，人民币270块，相当于台币1200多块，加上大陆推动消费品以太旧换新政策，个人购买手机、平板、智能手表及智慧眼镜等4类产品，单价在人民币6000块以内，可享15%补贴，每件最高补贴人民币500块。
早上好，宿主，今天广州气温20度，这是今天的新版本 OS。新功能滑动手势可以收起边屏，
戴上眼镜，动动手指就能操作。大陆 AI 眼镜大厂订单量暴增，2024年已获得超过20万副智能眼镜订单，今年更喊出要卖超过100万副。专家预测，中国大陆2026年智慧穿戴家用机器人市场规模将突破5000亿元，产业链加速成型，也意味着新一波 AI 终端商机全面起飞。
您家里头还有老旧的数位相机吗？现在手机拍照功能越来越好，数位相机已经成为了时代的眼泪。但是呢，近年在中国的二手相机市场，数位相机败不复活，价格翻涨了好几倍。一台已经停产的经典款数位相机，可以喊价到上万元。
这是一台索尼的 CCD 啊，拍照成色也非常不错啊。
还记得这个古董吗？10几年前的数位相机，在手机拍照功能兴起后，逐渐变成时代的眼泪。多家大厂已经停产，没想到现在又败不复活。
大概有10多年了，当时他花1000多块钱买的，我查了一下，这个东西值多少钱，你知道吗？2700，甚至能卖到3000块钱，惊到我了。
你没听错，现在二手的数位相机在中国市场竟然可以喊到上千元人民币，尤其是经典的老旧机型，近5年涨幅100%。有民众调侃，涨价速度比黄金还快。
快翻翻，你家有没有旧相机？多款相机价格暴涨近10倍，不少网友后悔卖早了。最夸张的是停产 CCD 老相机，从前100-200没人要，现在炒到上千，价格翻了近10倍。
直击广东深圳最大的电子交易市场华强北商圈，确实不少年轻人特地来挑二手的数位相机，很多都是爱拍美照的年轻小姐姐。
最后买的是佳能的这个115，它拍出来的效果真的是我想要的，就是色彩很浓郁，显得皮肤很好，然后妆容显示的也很清晰，我真的很喜欢。
在复古潮流下，有些人认为老相机的照片更有韵味，让这些原本被淘汰的数位相机有了新标价。但专家也提醒，手机拍照套用滤镜也能调出相同效果。在停产限量的饥饿行销之下，老相机身价水涨船高，但还是要理性评估，避免只是一时跟风炒作。
好，观众朋友您好，欢迎加入这一节的寰宇大话题。台湾时间的上午10点钟，美国总统川普就要发表国情咨文演说，这可是川普2.0首次的国情咨文，更被视为共和党在今年11月期中选举要维持国会控制权的重要风向球。然而，这位才上任刚满1年多的狂人总统，却是在很不对的时机要发表他的重大施政演说，因为还记不记得啊？短短几天前，他的招牌关税政策已经被最高法院给一手挡下推翻了。再加上外交议题上面呢，中东局势又战云密布，早已厌战的美国国民会不会支持川普的好战呢？这都得看待会即将登场的川普2.0国情咨文演说，究竟能不能透过他的话术来说服人民呢？不过在演说登场前，我们也只呢做个预测，好，结合外媒的分析来盘点一下川普会触及的话题。那么根据目前多数专家所做出的一些推论，以下这4大核心议题预计会是国情咨文的主轴。首先，我们来看到本次演说主题定调为美国250年强大繁荣且受尊敬。川普也预估啊，演说将会非常的冗长，也会把所谓的史上最强经济设定为他的主轴议题。所以根据专家事前的分析呢，经济当然就是最重头戏了。因为说要改善通膨，就是川普当初竞选的重要因素。所以在国情咨文当中呢，他预计就会强调就业市场是非常稳定，并且还有主张降息循环的利率政策，是他会为其进行辩护。再看到第2大核心议题呢，预料就会是全球争议最大的对等关税了。 因为他在近日才遭遇了司法挫败，势必会耗费大量的篇幅、很多的时间，极力挞伐关注其最前排的大法官们。而且除此之外，川普应该也会说明接下来的补救措施，并且呼吁美国国会要尽速通过他施加关税的其他条款，让他的美国伟大制造业回流政策可以再重新的步上轨道。接着看到第三大的议题，川普预料就会聚焦在移民驱逐行动上面，这也是他上任以来标榜维护国安的重要施政之一。那么有外媒就认为说川普将会宣告犯罪率成功被打击，也可能会继续扩大进驻国民命令城市的行动，来让他不喜欢的某些州在维持社会秩序。那么最后国情咨文，如果说到外交议题，川普他着重的将会是伊朗的紧张对峙。预计会有大大的赞扬美军在中东部署达到20年的巅峰，并且强调美军的毁灭性能力，再重申对伊朗的最后通牒。不过值得关注的是针对伊朗方面的话语，大概就可以找出川普他下一步举动的蛛丝马迹。所以关于中东的美军部署，还有对伊朗的论述等等，就是演说开始，观众朋友们可以仔细聆听的。好，那盘点完国情咨文的核心议题之后，外媒也另外揣测，川普势必一如往常会脱稿即兴演出，随即穿插他自己的一些评论，也应该会在演说开头就大肆的鼓吹自己的经济成就。至于呢，现在可以确定的是，民主党派出了维吉尼亚州的州长史班伯格来代表在这里的回应，可能会剑指川普混乱的政策威胁到美国人民的基本生计，也确定至少会有12位的民主党议员将会背个演说。那事实上呢，现在要说这个筹码掌握在民主党手上，真的是这样吗？我们来看看前2天出炉的最新民调，川普的总体不支持率已经涨到60%，超越了挺他的比例。也可以看到他最引以为傲的通膨处理、对等关税跟外交政策，不满的民众已经都突破60%了，就连自家共和党内部都对总统意见分歧竟然只有54%的党员支持他的让美国再次伟大运动，所以就显示了川普当前的主要挑战就落在政策杀伤力大不如前，加上美国经济提振不够，还有生活成本并未降低，就转而成为民主党其中选举前的攻防焦点。所以说，今年11月的共和党能否保住众议院的席次优势呢？就真的很看川普等等上演的国情咨文能否提振士气，扳回一城了。
大家都知道，美国的军事行动可以从披萨的订单变化看出端倪。那川普是否会开打伊朗？美国国防部长赫格塞斯在面对媒体采访时，面对这个神准的披萨指数监控，竟然开玩笑地说，他考虑随机在晚上大量订购外送披萨，来扰乱外界对于所谓五角大厦披萨指数监测美军行动的企图。
在美国五角大厦这个地方，太多人叫披萨，绝对不是庆功宴，而可能是美军军事行动的开端。深夜出现大量订单，被视为五角大厦内部正在熬夜加班，很可能与紧急任务有关，就是传说中的披萨指数，最近也受到高度关注。
Thought of just ordering lots of pizza on random nights, just to throw everybody off. Some Friday night when you see a bunch of Domino's orders, it might just be me on an app.Throwing the whole system off.
准确度就连国防部长都喊话要乱订披萨。先前指数飙高，外界就预测美军将出兵攻打伊朗，但事后美军于1月3号突袭委内瑞拉首都，活捉总统马杜罗夫妇。
Trust me, we look at every indicator. There's a reason Midnight Hammer worked. Because we understood open source, we understood classified ways in which the public and others are trying to watch movements, and in sensitive ways we controlled for a lot of that.
在美国扬言攻打伊朗之际，披萨指数若再次飙高，不仅让人怀疑美军是否又在秘密筹划下一场军事行动，还是国防部长拔豆摇。
美国和伊朗双方预计26号重启核谈判。那外媒点出，伊朗愿意稀释高浓缩铀，并且接受查核来换取解除制裁。但是美方坚持零浓缩铀的立场，让谈判前景充满了变数。另一头是《纽约时报》报道，伊朗最高领袖哈马尼已经建立了战时核心权力圈，并且部署了接班备援体系，以防遭遇攻击时可以维持政权运作。
美军向中东部署近20年最大规模的军力，在强大军事压力下，美国与伊朗预计在2月26号重启核谈判。 根据外媒报道指出，伊朗愿意释出高浓缩铀，并接受国际原子能总署查核，以换取解除制裁，但强调必须保留和平用途的浓缩铀的权利。不过，美方立场强硬，坚持伊朗必须达成零浓缩铀，也让谈判前景充满了变数。
The president has taken to Truth Social to say that reporting that the top U.S. military officer, General Dan Kane, is warning against action on Iran is false, that if the U.S. does decide to target Iran, that the campaign could be, quote, easily won.
另外，也有外媒指出，在美国社会对川普政府不满情绪持续升高之际，川普需要一场对外战争来转移民众的不满情绪。经济学人分析则指出，如果美伊谈判破裂，美国五角大厦正评估多种对伊朗的军事打击选项，包括发动斩首行动、锁定最高领袖与核心决策圈，或是打击伊斯兰革命卫队的总部与高层。以及针对飞弹基地以及残存的核设施发动空袭。
You know, if there were an easy kinetic answer to this problem, we would have taken it at some point over the last 20 years. Yes, I think this would be destabilizing, and I think that there are no easy answers here. So I think the U.S. would be in a position of not having an identified off-ramp to fall back on.
而随着美国对伊朗的军事压力升高，《纽约时报》报道指出，伊朗最高领袖哈米尼已经建立暂时的核心权力圈，最高领袖顾问拉里贾尼担任危机应对的最高负责人，国会议长卡里巴夫则被指定为暂时的武装部队指挥者，首席军事顾问萨法维也共同参与军事与战略决策。另外，也有外媒指出，伊朗已经提前部署接班体系。一旦最高领袖哈米尼遭遇攻击或身亡，将由拉里贾尼、卡里巴夫以及前总统罗哈尼等人依序接管国家运作。
This is a massive country with very deep bureaucratic structures, and so the idea of regime change there is just on a different level than what we've seen elsewhere in the region.
外界普遍认为，26号在日内瓦举行的核谈判将成为美伊关系的关键转折点。双方是透过谈判降低紧张，还是进一步升高军事对峙，也让中东情势备受国际关注。欢迎新闻蔡子源综合报道。
墨西哥毒枭欧塞奎拉遭到军方击中而伤重不治，贩毒集团横行街头进行报复的影片在社群媒体上广泛的流传。那全球首富马斯克也在社群媒体 X 上表示，墨西哥总统薛恩鲍姆受到了毒枭的控制。那薛恩鲍姆随后表示，会考虑就这项不实指控对马斯克采取法律行动。
在墨西哥政府23日将毒枭欧塞奎拉射杀后，全国各地纵火事件频传，而累计至24日已经有至少62人身亡。在骚动事件频传的瓦拉塔港里，武装分子也趁乱冲撞一座监狱，导致23名囚犯逃脱。在全国动荡不安的情况下，墨西哥总统薛恩鲍姆依然保持冷静态度，举行每日记者会。不过，当全球首富马斯克指控薛恩鲍姆是受到毒枭所控制时，薛恩鲍姆没有漠然接受，而是宣布考虑采取法律行动。
Pues estamos considerando si hacemos algún asunto legal. Lo están viendo los abogados. Pero a mí lo que me importa es lo que dice el pueblo. La verdad.
马斯克在薛恩鲍姆2025年的演讲影片下留言表示，薛恩鲍姆在照他的毒枭老板的意思说话。薛恩鲍姆在这场演讲中表示，墨西哥不能够再回到毒品战争的状态。墨西哥在2006年启动毒品战争后，大幅增加了没国的暴力事件与凶杀案，至今至少有4万多人死亡，13万人失踪。薛恩鲍姆在24日表示，墨西哥政府并不寻求重新恢复毒品战争。欢迎新闻发言之综合报道。
这是美国华裔的花式滑冰选手刘美贤，最近在冬季奥运夺金，而他的父亲刘俊接受日媒访问时表示，中国曾经联系他，希望他的女儿可以改披中国战袍出赛，但是他不允许，因为他认为中国有侵犯人权等问题，说这是金钱买不到原则和操守等价值。
刘美贤最近在米兰、科尔蒂纳冬季奥运双金入袋，成为媒体焦点。 她在加州出生，5岁开始滑冰，13岁就成为美国花滑锦标赛史上最年轻女单冠军得主。相较之下，同样在加州长大的华裔滑雪选手谷爱凌选择代表中国而非美国参赛，遭到美国保守派人士抨击。
The Chinese government never let me go and continue to spy on me.
刘美贤之父刘俊生于中国四川省。刘俊25岁时，因为参与1989年天安门民主运动被盯上而逃到美国。他搬到加州湾区后，在加州大学获得法律学位，后来创办律师事务所。刘俊最近接受日经亚洲专访时指出，他不允许他的女儿代表中国出赛，因为中国有严重的侵害人权问题。刘俊透露，2022年北京冬奥登场前，曾有人与他联系，当时中国正在全球招募华裔人才，他不愿透露细节，只表示他表明不允许女儿代表中国参赛。他指出，虽然没有收到具体金额报价，而且对话甚至没有进行到那一步，但他从别人口中得知待遇非常诱人。刘俊还说，他拒绝中方招揽后遭遇压力，称中国自他去美国以后已经监视他数十年。他表示，多年来筹办抗议活动，反对中国当局的侵犯人权、打压异议人士。表示不论中国给他或给刘美贤多少钱，他都不会牺牲自己的操守。寰宇新闻吴光成综合报道。
立法院新会期开议，攸关国防战力的1.25兆军购特别条例预算案，从上个会期就迟迟的卡关未审，24号在协商后达成共识，同意在3月6号将政院版本以及民众党的版本一同付委审查。不过现在国民党也表态会自提版本，看来立法院的新会期军购案势必成为攻防主轴。
郑丽君副院长，请上台。
除院长请假未能列席之外，才能由副院长代为答询。
过去都有上台啊。
立法院开日着内阁团队新会期备询首秀，副总召小小出席下，但战力依旧没掉线。
谈判回来之后，国内的反应委员就知道的。为什么要这样对谈判团队这么残忍的加以批评呢？
面对世界经济动荡，在野紧追关税议题，
叠加的问题怎么解决？请院长回答。问第3次了，
我已经回答第3次了。我们现在要确认跟确保我们签署的 ART 是不是继续有效。
而民众党团总召陈清龙质询首秀，却遭周揆洗脸。
只提问题不需要我们回答，是不是？
我待会会请你回答。
所以要让回答。
我现在还不用回答，
不然全国会认为我们在伤害国人健康啊。
不过新会期有好消息，卡关已久的1.25兆国防预算特别条例在党团协商后达成共识，政院版和民众党版将在3月6号复委审查。
我们自己会有党版的这些条例，大概很快也会出来。
国民党团表态，军购会自提版本，不过条例规模形式党内存在分歧，部分蓝委倾向支持政院版再提修正案，萧新则提规模至少8000亿，而党中央郑丽文立场更保守。目前美中变数和年底地方选战成了压力来源，
不宜由一个在野党说要来主导这样的事情，但是我还是欢迎我们共同跨出这一步。
在预算编制通过之前，是不是能够授权国防部来跟美方签署这个画家书？我想就不至于延误。
军购事关国防战力，朝野还得多协调沟通。
228连假即将到来，如果得上班的话，那薪水该怎么算呢？劳工局就提醒了，国定假日跟休息日的算法不同，劳工朋友千万要留意。
春节连假刚结束，许多人已经开始期待228连假。但是如果要上班，这个薪水该怎么算呢？以228的3天连假来看，227是国定假日，228是休息日，3月1号则是例假日。如果是国定假日出勤的话，就得发放加倍的薪资。假设月薪是45000元，时薪大约是187.5块钱。当天出勤8小时的话，老板就得多付1500元。休息日出勤，依照累积的时数，算法又有所不同。另外，如果是例假日，除非是天灾、事变或是突发事件，否则不能强迫劳工出勤工作。
到日本旅游喜欢吃寿司的观众朋友特别留意了，连锁回转寿司品牌哈马寿司宣布要加收夜间的费用。哈马寿司呢，从3月3号开始，将针对深夜时段用餐的顾客要加收7%的费用。业者强调，这是为了因应深夜时段人事成本以及各项营运开支持续在攀升，同时要确保餐点的品质不打折扣。那这也是继松屋等餐厅之后，又一家选择要收取夜间加成费用的餐厅。现在正值冬天和春天的交际之际，哪部分比较早开花的樱花品种已经率先开了，像是日本静冈县的河津町，河岸旁边就种满了河津樱，到了晚上还会点灯，形成樱花走廊。当地的摊贩呢，还有贩售一些樱花馒头等特色小吃，吸引好多人前来赏樱。那日本多地其实现在还有梅花在盛开，也是赏樱又是赏梅的好时机。
粉嫩的花瓣形成一片粉红世界。日本各地23日回温，关东多地来到20度，让属于较早开花的樱花品种河津樱随之陆续绽放，吸引不少民众前来赏花。而说到河津樱，不容错过的赏樱景点在这里。
320メートルの区間、毎日夜になるとライトアップされるんですね。
静冈县河津町长达4公里的河岸旁，每到春天就会开满樱花。河津樱的特色就是颜色特别浓，开花时间又长，不分白天晚上，各有不同风情，人潮络绎不绝。
前から来たいなと思ってたんですけど、初めて来れて幸せです。
満開で、もう天気もめちゃめちゃ良くて、本当に今日来れて良かったなって。
赏樱之余，肚子饿了也不用担心。当地举办的樱花祭典中，摊贩大举进驻。例如，这颗樱花馒头是将樱花叶研制，融入樱花内馅中，相当应景。至于这串樱花蒟蒻，则是将花瓣形状的蒟蒻涂上当地特产的山葵味噌。
辛いの辛いんですけど、少しずつ食べていただくと、もう相性がすごくいいので、とっても美味しいです。
除了樱花外，这个时期还有一种花也不遑多让。
初めてこんなたくさん咲いている梅を見て、すごく綺麗だなと思っています。
鹿儿岛县伊佐市这片种植了400多棵南高梅的园区，空气中飘着酸甜香味，正值赏梅最佳时机。
初めて来たんですけど、綺麗に咲いていて、すごい癒されますね。
而山梨县甲府市知名赏梅景点不老园，可以看到梅花们有的粉色，有的白色。这里种植了30种，共计2000多棵梅花树。游客一边拍照一边赏梅，要捕捉初春的气息。寰宇新闻徐浩明综合报道。
巴西东南部米纳斯吉拉斯州遭逢到破纪录的暴雨袭击，目前得知的消息，至少25人不幸罹难。豪雨引发土石流跟洪灾，那洪水冲毁了大量的民宅。消防单位公布的影像中，民众甚至得紧紧地抓住电线杆，才能在汹涌的街道洪流当中勉强的保命。美国北卡一处公寓发生大火，火势迅速的延烧到屋顶，很多住户呢随身物品来不及带，就紧急逃生。这起事故造成6人受伤，70人流离失所。
We didn't take anything with us but the clothes on our back, so it's all lost.
山上所有家当就剩下这套衣服，受灾户无助且无奈。火灾当下，画面可见整栋公寓的屋顶陷入火海，猛烈恶火不断窜出，消防队员利用云梯车灌救现场，情况相当危急。
We ran over to make sure everybody was okay, and this whole side, it was just this side at first that was on fire, and it like erupted, it like blew up. And then it like traveled across the roof, and there was people hanging out at this 3rd floor balcony. There was people yelling for help.
根据了解，这起火灾造成1人烧伤，另外有5人吸入浓烟，共6人送往医院治疗。尽管公寓火势获得控制，但部分结构受损，导致30户约70人流离失所。至于起火的原因，还有待当局进一步调查厘清。
美国乔治亚州一架达美航空波音737客机起飞之后，引擎爆炸，火花引燃了跑道旁的草地。所幸机师紧急的折返，并且成功降落，机上170多人全数平安。
坐在飞机上，看着窗外跑道旁的草地燃起熊熊大火，所有乘客焦躁不安。
During takeoff, like it felt like within a couple seconds of when the wheels left the runway, that we heard this loud boom, and we saw sparks flying.
这起事件发生在美国乔治亚州，这架达美航空波音737客机要从萨凡纳飞往亚特兰大，起飞后引擎传出爆炸，喷出的残骸与火焰引燃跑道旁的草地。
The pilot finally came on and gave us an announcement saying that the engine had blown, but we had another good engine, and we're all going to be fine.
事发后，机师决定立即折返，飞机也顺利降落，机上乘客与机组人员170多人全数平安。美国联邦航空总署则已经介入调查，厘清事故原因。
有最新消息，南韩综合股价指数今天劲扬，首度突破了6000点大关，主要是因为全球领先的半导体产业表现强劲所带动。好，再来看到南韩正值传统习俗的3灾年，碰上今年的丙午火马年，更火了吗？南韩的密阳火山连烧了20个小时，受灾面积相当于5个半大安森林公园，而且没想到这一股火气现在甚至还烧到了政治圈。
뒤로 보이는 산등성이를 따라 시뻘건 불띠가 타오르면서 불길이 번지고 있습니다. 지금 현장에는 평균 풍속 초속 3m 정도의 바람이 불고 있고 매캐한 연기가 마을에 퍼져 긴장감도 높아지고 있습니다.
韩国庆尚南道密阳市23号发生森林大火，受影响面积为143公顷，相当于5个半大安森林公园。在火势持续超过20个小时后，终于在24号中午12点30分扑灭。但这场大火让韩国人有点心。 韩国正值传统民俗中凶险的3灾年，加上丙午火马年，预告韩国不能掉以轻心。但中3灾碰上火马年，会不会不是巧合呢？
역사적으로 보면 참 좀 우연이라고 하기는 좀 그러한 부분이 있는데요. 1660년 병원년입니다. 큰 가뭄이 들었어요.
专家示警，强烈的火元素不仅影响环境，更会牵动人心。除了环境，人也要特别小心。
피고인 윤석열을 무기징역에 처합니다.
即便南韩前总统尹锡悦不服无期徒刑，提出上诉时还表示将在历史面前揭露判决错误，但专家分析，强烈的火元素能量容易做出过激行为，正是典型的人为灾难。
말을 너무나 함부로 쉽게 하고 그다음에 자기가 지켜야 할 어떤 것들을 지키지 않은 그렇게 되면 이런 소문이 굉장히 그 회전 속도 빠릅니다. 그게 이제 부메랑이 돼서 오게 되겠죠.
韩国去年踏入3灾年，社会动荡不断，从密阳的山火烧到政坛，火马年的灼热能量让今年2026也不平静。
感谢您的收看，我是林依林，我们再会。
做人爱领金，拨用爱丁金，要选叶黄素就选用丁金的丁金王，美国专利内消旋玉米黄素，蓝光专利虫草素，高浓度叶黄素，3合1黄金配比，好喝有感好吸收，用丁金的叶黄素。
世事如棋，谁在布局？100年变局，谁是赢家？
你需要的不是立场，而是方向。我是刘宝杰，带你精准出击。
宝杰点兵，点出全球战略新布局。
我们不只报道新闻，我们解读世界。我是刘以晴，我在寰宇全球新闻。
您现在收看的是寰宇新闻台。
观众朋友，大家好。
好，欢迎收看寰宇全球现场，我是任明月。新闻一开始带你来关心了，乌俄战争在昨天2月24号满4年了。乌克兰总统泽伦斯基号召了战后计划提供乌国安全保证的志愿者联盟成员国领袖，在首都的基辅进行了一场大型的会议，而泽伦斯基在会上就宣布了。欧乌俄三方的会谈将会在近日内展开。另一方面呢，俄国也指控了乌克兰在英法两国的协助之下，正在试图取得核武技术。
What can I say? We need peace, but we have to prepare to any other kind of challenges from Russian side.
在乌俄战争开战4周年之际，乌克兰总统邀请了36国元首以及欧盟领袖参加志愿者联盟大会。泽伦斯基表示，欧洲在和谈中扮演着至关重要的角色，并宣布乌欧俄三方会议预计将在未来10天内举行。尽管较亲俄的匈牙利在近日阻挡了欧盟提供乌克兰900亿欧元贷款的计划。欧盟执委会主席范德莱恩表示，不论如何都会让乌克兰得到这笔资金。
We must be very clear. This war will only end when Putin realizes that he cannot win. That is why we must increase pressure on Russia. We must dry up Moscow's war funding. The 20th package of sanctions by the European Union has precisely this goal.
德国总理梅尔茨在乌俄战争4周年当天表示，德乌两国命运相系，而德国政府也强调会继续提供乌克兰经济、政治与军事的援助。而在另一边，俄国总统普丁也为俄国所称的特别军事行动4周年进行演说。
Никак успокоиться не могут. Не знают, что сделать, чтобы разрушить вот этот мирный процесс с попыткой урегулирования дипломатическими средствами. Все делают для того, чтобы совершить какую-то провокацию и сломать все, что, так аккуратно скажу, достигнуто на этом переговорном треке.
普丁指控乌克兰正试图对俄国2大天然气管线进行攻击，来迫使俄国退出谈判。同时，俄国当局也在24日声称，法国与英国正试图协助乌克兰窃取核武技术。英国与法国外交部都已经表示，这项说法并没有根据。欢迎新闻发言之综合报道。
印太的局势是日益复杂，紧张情势也升温了。各国透过了联合操演，不只是展现了强化伙伴的关系，还有维护区域安全的决心。从2月24号开始到3月6号，由美国和泰国为首展开了金色眼镜蛇联合军演。今年一共有30国参与，演习横跨了陆海空，甚至还延伸到了太空与网络的领域。那么演习规模也堪称是亚洲最大。
On this occasion, I now declare COPACO 26 officially open. Thank you.
由美国印太司令部与泰国皇家军队共同主办，也是亚洲规模最大的联合军演——金色眼镜蛇演习正式登场。开幕仪式在泰国乌打抛海军基地举行。这项军演从1982年开始举办，今年迈入第45届。这次共有30个国家参与，从2月24日一路进行到3月6日。未来几天，各国部队将在泰国各地展开实弹射击、联合作战演练，以及人道救援与消防救灾等科目。内容也因应当前全球局势，涵盖陆地、海上、空中，甚至太空与网络空间等多个领域。
You can interpret our presence here as our commitment to our strong partnership, especially with our Thai allies, but also to peace and security in the Indo-Pacific region.
今年共有7个主要参与国组成核心部队，包括泰国、美国、新加坡、印尼、日本、南韩和马来西亚。中国、印度与澳洲将参与部分项目，越南和辽国担任观察员，柬埔寨则未参与今年演习。泰国军方指出，近年印太地区面临的挑战越来越复杂，包括南海局势紧张、地缘政治竞争升温，以及恐怖主义、人口贩运、网络诈骗等跨国威胁，再加上气候变迁导致天灾频传， 都让区域安全情势更加严峻。寰宇新闻林一范综合报道。
今天川普就要进行国情咨文演说了，不过他还能够得意的笑吗？因为最高法院判定对不对等的关税违法，不仅被 FedEx 还有 Costco 等多家的企业提告，要求退还台币5兆5000多亿的关税收入。民主党还打算要趁势在国会推出法案，要求川普把钱给吐出来。
The whole thing is a farce.
纽森口中的闹剧，就是死对头川普在全球掀起的关税大战。就在最高法院判定违法之后，纽森一开口就说出大家的心声。
It was 10% 2 days ago, maybe 20% tomorrow. I mean, this is madness.
企业龙头也不忍了，展开法律大反攻。物流业龙头 FedEx 23号开出第一枪，正式对川普政府提告，要求退还关税。
Costco suing the federal government. The retail giant's asking for a full refund.
其实，在判决出炉之前 ，Costco 早在2025年底就已提告，因为他们的销售额有多达1/3都来自进口商品，关税带来的冲击不容小觑。
A bunch of companies have already joined a lawsuit to get their money back, including Costco, Revlon, Bumblebee Tuna.
I love Kawasaki sneaking in there. We're made in America.
The irony of it is that Costco is the one place where you can get tuna and a Kawasaki. That's true.
喜剧节目说的真的不是笑话，因为市场预估将有成千上万的受害企业跟进索赔。美国政府光是关税就进账了1000多亿美元，约合5.5兆台币。若加上索赔金额，恐成天文数字。但除了民间企业，川普还面临民主党追杀。
Needs to return that money, needs to refund that money with interest.
国会也成为了第二战场，民主党乘胜追击，提出了新法案，要财政部把违法征收的税款全都吐出来，吓得众议院议长强森紧急灭火，表示真的没必要退还关税。眼看国情咨文演说即将登场，川普面临各界的追债危机，该如何应对，也成为了关注焦点。
好，那么美国要对伊朗动手了吗？美国总统川普先前就威胁说，如果伊朗不针对核计划达成协议，美国将对伊朗采取军事行动。而美军的部队也持续的朝中东集结。正当情势紧张的时候呢，美国驻黎巴嫩大使馆撤离了非紧急人员。美国与伊朗即将在26号在瑞士要举行新一轮的核协议谈判。纽约时报就引述了知情人士的报道。这次谈判可能是美国总统川普给伊朗的最后机会。
F-35战机从美国林肯号航母甲板升空，美军在中东持续备战，而且战争的脚步似乎越来越近。美国下令撤离黎巴嫩大使馆的非必要人员。由于黎巴嫩真主党与伊朗关系紧密，此举被视为美方在清理战场，预做准备。美国总统川普更发文呛伊朗，如果两国不能在26号日内瓦会谈达成核协议，伊朗将迎来糟糕的一天。
ایران بدون توجه به این تهدیدات متمرکز هست بر پیشبرد منافع و حقوق ملی مردم ایران و هرگاه که احساس بکنیم که طرف مقابل
伊朗也不示弱，中东战云密布。英国 BBC 分析，一旦美军发动攻击，可能出现7种情境。首先是有限度的精准打击，也就是闪电战，重创伊朗现有权力核心的话，伊朗伊斯兰革命卫队或强硬派可能掌握更大实权，不排除展开报复。届时，美军在中东基地与盟友恐怕成为目标，冲突范围将会扩大。尤其伊朗一旦封锁全球能源生命线的荷姆兹海峡，就连台湾也会感受到冲击。而在伊朗内部，学生持续抗议，高喊前王室回归口号。专家忧心，一旦伊朗政权崩溃，全力真空，将会引发族群冲突，陷入最凶险的内战情境。整个中东将被拖入混乱漩涡。即将举行的日内瓦会谈，将是美伊双方在火药桶引爆前拆除隐性的最后机会。
那么，面对美国持续的军事施压，伊朗军方近期也硬了起来。除了频频在战略海域进行军事演习之外，最近还传出了要向中国购买的超音速反舰飞弹，已经接近达成协议了，将对在附近活动的美国海军构成更大的威胁。不过，伊朗外长仍然强调，希望以外交优先，与美方化解冲突。
在美国总统川普不断威胁要对伊朗发动攻击，并且在中东地区扩大部署军队后，伊朗军方这几天也动作频频。 路透社引述知情人士报道，德黑兰向北京购买 CM302 超音速反舰飞弹，已经接近达成协议。这款飞弹射程达290公里，将显著提升伊朗海上打击实力，对于在附近活动的美国海军构成更大威胁。
具有突防能力强、毁伤威力大、命中精度高等特点，试装多种平台，是打击航母、两栖攻击舰、大型驱护舰等大中型水面舰艇的杀手锏武器。
同时，伊朗官媒也报道，伊斯兰革命卫队在南部波斯湾沿岸举行军演，演习项目包含无人机、舰艇、两栖车辆，还有陆基对海飞弹与火箭。其实，伊朗早在上周就在具有战略意义的荷默兹海峡举行过军演，并且还和俄军在阿曼湾进行联合演习。面对美方持续施压，伊朗毫不迟疑高调对外武力展示。
حسن نیت و جدیت در هر دو سوی مذاکره وجود داشته باشه میتوان به نتیجه امیدوار بود. ما الان در مرحله تدوین دیدگاه‌هامون هستیم.
伊朗大秀军事肌肉的同时，仍试图透过外交管道化解紧张局势。伊朗外长就表示，与美方达成协议指日可待，但前提是要确保外交优先。副外长则强调，伊朗将以真诚和善意进行日内瓦谈判。如果各方都有政治意愿，相信协议很快会达成。寰宇新闻黄瑜君综合报道。
美韩原定在下个月举行自由护盾的联合演习，但是双方存在着分歧，如今可能会延后举行。而另外呢，先前的美方呢曾经是邀请了南韩与美国还有日本共同进行演训，不过呢，南韩要求要排除日本，遭到了美方拒绝，后来改为美日进行双边军演。
美国和南韩原本计划在25号共同宣布，定在3月9号到19号举行将北韩设为假想敌的年度自由护盾联合演习，但美韩却陷入僵局，联合军演可能将延后举行。
우리 군은 예년보다 훈련 규모를 더 줄이거나 분산 시행하지 않은 입장인 반면 미군은 계획대로 진행해야 한다는 뜻을 고수하는 것으로 전해졌습니다. 군이 연합훈련 일정을 조정하려는 건 남북관계 개선을 바라는 정부 기조와 무관치 않아 보입니다.
南韩媒体指出，原因在于南韩近期要求大幅缩减联合野外机动训练，美方表示无法配合，因此取消25号的发布会。南韩政府认为，今年是南北韩和平共存的元年，应该缩减联合军演规模，以缓解朝鲜半岛的紧张氛围。
则是坐在总统左前方，包括美国财政部长贝森特、国务院国务卿的卢比欧，还有像是招部长卢特尼克，他们全部都到场了。而现在可以看到，座位在大概第3排的后方，就是大多是国会议员。可以看到共和党的议员，还有民主党的议员是分成2派在坐的。主要是民主党的坐在左方，那共和党的从观众视角看过去是坐在右方的位置。那现在值得关注的是，看到左下方有一位民主党议员，众议员叫做艾尔格林，他是举着一个牌子，可能是在对川普表达抗议，那就随即被一个川普的随扈想要抓走牌子。没想到总统还没开始讲话，就发生了这样的一个插曲。现在可以看到艾尔格林的牌子还是举起来的。那这一位格林呢，大家可以看到他其实就是去年的川普国会演说当场去指责川普的人，他也有参加，可能就是要表达一些他的想法、他的立场，在进行抗议。好，川普现在登上演讲台，准备开始发表国情咨文。好，现在共和党的议员还有川普内阁方面呢，现在不断的在帮他欢呼，在高喊 USA， 来表达他们对总统的力挺。
It's really an honor, Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
川普刚感谢了副总统范斯，还有众议院议长强生，跟他自己的妻子第一夫人梅兰妮亚。现在可以看到，现在众议院议场上方的这些座位呢，就是总统嘉宾，还有总统的家人。看到现在梅兰妮亚、还有拜伦、川普跟伊凡卡，他们这几个其实平常在川普的政治场合都是比较少出现，不过今天全部都现身来力挺。川普现在提到美国第2夫人，也就是副总统范斯的妻子。
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger.
川普说，我们的国家现在重返了，而且比任何以往时候都还要再更强大。可以看到民主党跟共和党这2边呢，这个对总统的反应是明显不同的。
An epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
好，川普刚刚就强调了，他开头就讲到了主轴，就是美国今年2026年是建国250周年。那接下来呢，他们还会再看到更强大的美国。
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
川普说，在他去年刚接任这个总统职位的时候，美国的情况可以说是一团糟，包括军警单位他们的招募率都非常低，而且经济也是非常的混乱。不过现在呢，他将让美国再次伟大起来，也会让美国再次变成一个全球最强的国家。
And we will never go back to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back.
而且我们不会再变成原本的样子。好， 好，川普现在的演说稍微有点被中断了，不过这是因为他的支持者们、他的共和党议员跟内阁成员现在是不断的在高喊 USA。
Today our border is secure, our spirit is restored, inflation is plummeting, incomes are rising fast, the roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared, our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
川普说，现在美国的情况呢，在他接任总统之后，变成经济开始强起来了，而且他们的军队受到外界、全世界各国的尊敬。那么大家对他们的边境安全也是感到赞赏的。而且川普说啊，这是前所未见的盛况。
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
川普一开头就强调到了这个边境安全，他们是管控的非常好。在过去4年，就是他说的前总统拜登任期期间，这个移民大量涌入，造成了很多社会秩序的问题。不过现在的美国其实完全不一样，边境非常的安全。
Illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
川普说，现在非法移民人数已经降到非常低，是趋近于0这种等级。
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country.
但是呢，同一时间，美国也非常的欢迎这一些合法的移民来到这个国家里面去，透过大家的努力来实现他们的梦想，并且为这个国家有更多的贡献。
The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
美国的芬太尼涌入率在过去1年中已经下降了大概56%这么多，也就是毒品是成功被他已经打击到了。
And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred.
好，我们可以听到川普总统一开始是先说好了满1年的这些重要的施政盘点，那么最后重要的关键的字呢，我们稍后再来准备。
胶原满格，肌肤就会亮起来，浓密吸收，弹力充满 ，M2 美度超能胶原饮，快充胶原，每一刻。
我们不只报道新闻，我们解读世界。我是刘以晴，我在寰宇全球新闻。
世事如棋，谁在布局？100年变局，谁是赢家？
你需要的不是立场，而是方向。世界高速转变，关键都在台湾。我准备好了，你呢？ 我是刘宝杰，带你精准出击。
4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. As thousands of new businesses are forming in factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil. American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in. That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House. They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck. Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you all. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place. And now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday. So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas, one of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate. And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts. They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the 3rd row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. You know, I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers, and I'd sell them to people, and I just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New Scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word they just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward. The price of eggs is down 60%, Madam Secretary. Thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened, and now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action, but I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere, the lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of health care, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase. But a few weeks ago, she logged onto the Trump RX website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year. As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody, even on this side, was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. He'll get it done. If we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where corruption and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah. Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up. Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. The cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats, 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up. And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy. Amazing. Incredible. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? Huh? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back, and it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zuretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zuretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation. She was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her that never see anything like it. So sorry. Thank you very much. She's a great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? Sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People are like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the 9th war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. Good. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like, 32,000 protesters. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue. They're starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed, at my very strong request, to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 2. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily. One meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For one more dollar, we can have $1,776. It's going to I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. One more dollar, I said $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction. And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January, elite American warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched, they saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby, because we did that. My baby, it's becoming so important. And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over to celebrate his freedom with you in person. Enrique, please come down. Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro, really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter, a big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine gun stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife, Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House, and Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator. Navy fighter pilot Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor. Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
The chair declares the joint session of the two houses now dissolved. The House will come to order. For what purpose does the gentleman from Louisiana seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, I move that the message of the President be referred to the Committee of the Whole on the State of the Union and be ordered printed.
Without objection. Does the gentleman from Louisiana have a motion?
Mr. Speaker, I also move that the House stand adjourned.
The question is on the motion to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. Accordingly, the House stands adjourned until 9 a.m. tomorrow.
值得一提的是 ，AMD 竞争对手辉达日前也才同样获得 Meta 大单，将出售数百万颗 AI 晶片。随着 AI 战场白热化 ，AMD 正积极布局，盼突破辉达在高阶晶片的市场垄断。寰宇新闻黄瑜君综合报道。
乌俄战争打了4年，乌克兰总统泽伦斯基最新宣布，欧乌俄三方会谈将在近日内展开。
What can I say? We need peace, but we have to prepare to any other kind of challenges from Russian side.
在乌俄战争开战4周年之际，乌克兰总统邀请了36国元首以及欧盟领袖参加志愿者联盟大会。泽伦斯基表示，欧洲在和谈中扮演着至关重要的角色，并宣布乌欧2、3方会议预计将在未来10天内举行。尽管较亲俄的匈牙利在近日阻挡了欧盟提供乌克兰900亿欧元贷款的计划，欧盟执委会主席范德莱恩表示，不论如何都会让乌克兰得到这笔资金。
We must be very clear. This war will only end when Putin realizes that he cannot win. That is why we must increase pressure on Russia. We must dry up Moscow's war funding. The 20th package of sanctions by the European Union has precisely this goal.
德国总理梅尔茨在乌俄战争4周年当天表示，德乌两国命运相系，而德国政府也强调会继续提供乌克兰经济、政治与军事的援助。而在另一边，俄国总统普丁也为俄国所称的特别军事行动4周年进行演说。
Никак успокоиться не могут. Не знают, что сделать, чтобы разрушить вот этот мирный процесс с попыткой урегулирования дипломатическими средствами. Все делают для того, чтобы совершить какую-то провокацию и сломать все, что, так аккуратно скажу, достигнуто на этом переговорном треке.
普丁指控乌克兰正试图对俄国2大天然气管线进行攻击，来迫使俄国退出谈判。同时，俄国当局也在24日声称，法国与英国正试图协助乌克兰窃取核武技术。英国与法国外交部都已经表示，这项说法并没有根据。欢迎新闻发言之综合报道。
美国和伊朗关系紧张，而面对美国持续的军事施压，现在伊朗军方也强硬起来。除了频频在战略海域进行了军事演习之外，最近还传出向中国购买的超音速反舰飞弹已经接近达成协议，将对在附近活动的美国海军构成更大的威胁。不过，伊朗的外交部长仍然强调，他们希望以外交优先，和美方来化解冲突。
在美国总统川普不断威胁要对伊朗发动攻击，并且在中东地区扩大部署军队后，伊朗军方这几天也动作频频。路透社引述知情人士报道，德黑兰向北京购买 CM302 超音速反舰飞弹，已经接近达成协议。这款飞弹射程达290公里，将显著提升伊朗海上打击实力，对于在附近活动的美国海军构成更大威胁。
具有突防能力强、毁伤威力大、命中精度高等特点，试装多种平台，是打击航母、2栖攻击舰、大型驱护舰等大中型水面舰艇的杀手锏武器。
同时，伊朗官媒也报道，伊斯兰革命卫队在南部波斯湾沿岸举行军演，演习项目包含无人舰艇、2栖车辆，还有陆基对海飞弹与火箭。其实，伊朗早在上周就在具有战略意义的荷默兹海峡举行过军演，并且还和俄军在阿曼湾进行联合演习。面对美方持续施压，伊朗毫不迟疑高调对外武力展示。
حسن نیت و جدیت در هر دو سوی مذاکره وجود داشته باشه میتوان به نتیجه امیدوار بود. ما الان در مرحله تدوین دیدگاه‌هامون هستیم.
伊朗大受军事肌肉的同时，仍试图透过外交管道化解紧张局势。伊朗外长就表示，与美方达成协议指日可待，但前提是要确保外交优先。副外长则强调，伊朗将以真诚和善意进行日内瓦谈判。如果各方都有政治意愿，相信协议很快会达成。寰宇新闻黄瑜君综合报道。
美国北卡一处公寓发生大火，火势迅速延烧到屋顶，很多的住户是随身物品都来不及带，就得要紧急逃生。而这一起事故造成大约6个人受伤，有70位居民流离失所。
We didn't take anything with us but the clothes on our back, so
it's all lost.
山上所有家当就剩下这套衣服，受灾户无助且无奈。火灾当下，画面可见整栋公寓的屋底陷入火海，猛烈恶火不断窜出，消防队员利用云梯车灌救现场，情况相当危急。
We ran over to make sure everybody was okay, and this whole side, it was just this side at first that was on fire, and it like erupted, it like blew up, and then it like traveled across the roof, and there was people hanging out at this third floor balcony. There was people yelling for help.
根据了解，这起火灾造成1人烧伤，另外有5人吸入浓烟，共6人送往医院治疗。尽管公寓火势获得控制，但部分结构受损，导致30户约70人流离失所。至于起火的原因，还有待当局进一步调查理清。
胶原满格，肌肤就会亮起来，浓密吸收，弹力充满。M2 美度超能胶原饮，快充胶原，每一刻。
我的工作需要收集大量的新闻资讯，从手机、平板、电脑到书籍，工时极长。但做新闻不能含糊。丁金网有内消神玉米黄素、蓝光专利虫草素与高浓度叶黄素，好喝又有感。聚焦世界大小事，必须精准解析。我每天专业的选择，最丁金的叶黄素，你也试试看。
胶原满格，肌肤就会亮起来，浓密吸收，弹力充满。M2 美度超能胶原饮，快充胶原，每一刻。
您现在收看的是寰宇新闻台。
我们不只报道新闻，我们解读世界。我是刘以晴，我在寰宇全球新闻。
世事如棋，谁在布局？100年变局，谁是赢家？
墨西哥毒枭欧塞奎拉遭到军方击中而重伤不治后，当地的贩毒集团横行街头进行报复的影片，在社群媒体上广泛的流传，引发讨论。全球首富马斯克也在社群媒体 X 上表示，墨西哥总统薛恩鲍姆受到了毒枭的控制。这番发言让薛恩鲍姆随后表示，会考虑就这项不实指控对马斯克采取法律行动。
在墨西哥政府23日将毒枭欧塞奎拉射杀后，全国各地纵火事件频传，而累计至24日已经有至少62人身亡。在骚动事件频传的瓦拉塔港里，武装分子也趁乱冲撞一座监狱，导致23名囚犯逃脱。在全国动荡不安的情况下，墨西哥总统薛恩鲍姆依然保持冷静态度，举行每日记者会。不过，当全球首富马斯克指控薛恩鲍姆是受到毒枭所控制时，薛恩鲍姆没有漠然接受，而是宣布考虑采取法律行动。
Pues estamos considerando si hacemos algún asunto legal. Lo están viendo los abogados. Pero a mí lo que me importa es lo que dice el pueblo.La verdad.
马斯克在薛恩鲍姆2025年的演讲影片下留言表示，薛恩鲍姆在照他的毒枭老板的意思说话。薛恩鲍姆在这场演讲中表示，墨西哥不能够再回到毒品战争的状态。墨西哥在2006年启动毒品战争后，大幅增加了没国的暴力事件与凶杀案，至今至少有4万多人死亡，13万人失踪。薛恩鲍姆在24日表示，墨西哥政府并不寻求重新恢复毒品战争。寰宇新闻发言之综合报道。
近年来，中国的人形机器人产业快速发展。去年全球机器人的总交付量当中，中国企业就占了3/4。那外媒分析指出，机器人产业的成功主要来自于电动车产能过剩，在机器人和电动车所需要的零组件高度重叠下，很多供应商转向了机器人产业。但是报道也指出，当前中国机器人大多是迎宾娱乐性质为主，距离要大量化投入产业商业化还有一段距离要走。
整齐划一的舞步在舞台上气势十足。今年中国春晚上机器人大军的武术表演令人印象深刻。中国机器人产业近年快步发展，数据指出，去年全球人形机器人出货量突破14000台，其中3/4是由智源机器人和宇树科技2家中国公司包办。至于特斯拉机器人 Optimus， 去年却只交出了150台。人形机器人市场俨然已经是中国的天下。
需要就是更多的人逐渐的接受说，中国能做高科技附加值的东西，而且中国做的东西是又便宜又很好用。
根据《金融时报》报道，中国机器人产业发展的关键在于快速扩张的产业链，从上海延伸到江苏南部、浙江北部这块长三角地区，有着全球最密集的相关产业聚落。中国前30大机器人零件供应商，多数都落脚在这边，需求强劲下，产能供不应求。
We do expect a lot more vendors to come along, particularly those that are in the upstream and the downstream as well. So you see a lot more application vendors, cloud service providers, and component vendors to pull their weight.
其实机器人产业的成功和电动车息息相关。当地生产了全国2/5的电动车，而马达、电池和光学雷达又和机器人需求高度重叠。近来电动车产能过剩下，许多供应商选择转换跑道。不过，中国机器人尽管炫炮，距离提升工作效率等实际用途似乎还有段距离。
Well, it looks like a lot of entertainment, and it might be nice. But the question I always keep in mind is, okay, how does this translate to the industry, and how is it helping in real environments?
报道指出，当前机器人大多是迎宾性质，如果实际进到工厂，大多只能从事简单搬运等工作，工作效率只有人类30%。目前，中国政府挹注大量资源投入机器人产业，包括提供补贴等，这也让外界担心，如果少了公家买单，产业链将难以生存。究竟人形机器人能否成就神话，还是沦为泡沫，有待观察。寰宇新闻徐浩明综合报道。
最新消息指出，中国正在打造新型军舰，装备155毫米舰炮，射程超过40公里，可以远距离打击沿岸的防御目标。而这些炮弹未来可以和陆军系统通用，搭配精准导引，还能够提高打击精度。如果部署成功，将成为中国现役口径最大的舰炮。因此，外界担忧这个武器可能会被用在对台登陆作战的火力支援。
中国传出正在建造配备155毫米舰炮的新型军舰，相关画面近日在网络曝光。分析指出，该舰炮射程超过40公里，火力和陆军自走炮相当，可能用于远距压制岸防设施，被视为强化登陆作战火力支援的重要布局。由于台湾西岸登陆点有限，且大多已经要塞化，加上海峡宽广，舰队行动容易遭到侦察与打击，因此长程高威力火炮被认为可以弥补现有舰炮射程不足的限制。
타이완 동쪽은 가파른 절벽이고 서쪽은 거대한 갯벌과 얕은 수심으로 중국의 상륙작전 때 탱크와 장갑차가 내릴 수 있는 이른바 레드비치는 섬 전체 14곳에 불과할 뿐더러 이마저도 타이완군이 철통 요새화한 상태입니다.
报道指出，155毫米炮弹未来有望和陆军系统通用，提升后勤效率及持续作战能力。如果搭配精准导引弹药，也能进行高精度打击，成本可能低于飞弹。过去美国和德国也曾经尝试部署同口径舰炮，但因为成本和技术因素，最终终止。若是正式部署，将成为中国现役甚至是全球口径最大的舰炮。寰宇新闻全佑真综合报道。
北韩领导人金正恩风光连任劳动党总书记大位，而在南韩国家情报院就指出，金正恩可能已经钦点了他的爱女金珠爱成为未来的接班人，而且还已经得到中国国家主席习近平的支持。这对金珠爱来说，有了外部的支持，反而能够在内部，特别是和姑姑金宇正的势力下，更加站稳脚步。
北韩领导人金正恩23日在5年一度的劳动党代表大会上风光连任总书记。根据南韩国家情报院透露，金正恩的爱女金珠爱已经被任命为飞弹总局局长，以尽早掌握军队。不过国情院更进一步指出，金珠爱很可能已经获得指定，成为北韩最高领导人钦定的接班人选。
존재감이 더욱더 국내적으로 부각이 되고 있는 점, 그리고 현장 시찰을 할 때 일부 시책에 대해서 직접적인 의견을 내는 상황 등 이런 걸 종합을 해봤을 때 후계자 수업이라는 단어에서 오늘은 후계 내정 단계라는 표현이 가미된 점이 좀 특이한 점이 아닌가 그렇게 평가할 수 있을 것 같습니다.
北韩的盟友中国过去相当反对北韩的权力世袭，但这次却相当反常，对于金珠爱的接班可说是予以默许，有可能与中国国家主席习近平打破邓小平立下的2届任期惯例有关。外界也猜测，2025年9月，金正恩带着女儿访问北京，就很有可能向习近平告知让金珠爱接班的计划。而中国的默许最直接的证据就是，金正恩宣布连任总书记之后，习近平第一时间就送上了贺电。
2月23号，中共中央总书记习近平致电金正恩，祝贺他在朝鲜劳动党第9次代表大会上被推举为朝鲜劳动党总书记。
习近平之所以动作如此迅速，另外一个原因在于要在俄罗斯总统普丁之前先一步拉拢金正恩。而对于金珠爱来说，有了外部的支持，反而在北韩内部更能站稳脚跟。特别是尚未成年的他，上面仍有一票功勋老臣，以及手段强硬、存在感极高的姑姑金宇正，在垂涎着权力的大位。不过，金宇正也在大会中从副部长升任为部长，并重返政治局候补委员，地位明显 提升，未来北韩内部的权力斗争也将引起更多外界的关注。寰宇新闻陈真源综合报道。
澳洲墨尔本24号遭到了夏季强烈暴风雨的袭击，1个小时之内降下了接近整个月的雨量，引发了闪电、洪水、道路瘫痪，还有大规模停电，导致当地陷入混乱。 而气象单位指出，澳洲近一半的地区已经发布了洪水警告，目前风险仍然持续扩大。车子受困在洪水中，动弹不得，驾驶冒险涉水前行，却被暴涨积水困住。短短1小时内，墨尔本降下接近1个月雨量，多条道路瞬间成河，司机如同在水面行驶。 暴雨重创北部与东部郊区，排水系统不堪负荷。墨尔本机场一度陷入混乱，数千户家庭以及企业停电。紧急服务中心接获大量洪水求助电话。官方表示，大约6000处煤电主要在墨尔本地区，预计雨量30到60毫米，难精准预测损害。此外，先前遭野火侵袭地区，豪雨恐怕引发山崩以及土石流，灰烬与碎石流入水道，增加灾害风险。 气象局指出，低压系统仍滞留澳洲中部，携带大量热带湿气，风暴将持续影响多个地区，整周带来大量降雨。将近一半的澳洲地区已经发布洪水警戒，部分内陆地区可能达1年雨量。相关单位持续监测雨势变化，呼吁民众提高警觉，做好防灾准备。寰宇新闻综合报道。 美国总统川普稍早在国会大厦发表他第2任期的总统任期内的首次国情咨文，这是历来总统列举政绩和政策纲领的非常重要舞台。那川普呢，不忘提到选民最关注的边境还有经济问题，同时众议院议长也公布一项安排好的惊喜，就是邀请黎智英的女儿出席参加。
在高喊美国的欢呼声中，美国总统川普在台湾时间25号上午10点，在国会大厦众议院议场发表第2任期首次国情咨文，川普家族也都到场响应。川普步入会场时，也特别与几位关税案的大法官进行寒暄。川普在党派严重分歧与民调低迷的背景下，试图重塑形象，为11月其中选举铺路。
Members of Congress and my fellow Americans.Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
川普这次演说主题是美国250岁，强大、繁荣、受到尊敬。川普依旧以不按牌理风格登场，表示自己从上一届政府接手一个糟糕的局面，如今1年过去，他的政府实现前所未有的变革，并称其为世纪逆转。人群中爆发 USA 的呼喊声，明显压过现场的抗议声音。川普接着表示，美国边境变得安全无虞，敌人担心害怕，军警的实力雄厚，美国再次受到前所未有的尊重。
People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again.You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud.
川普吹嘘自己赢得太多，并欢迎冬奥金牌美国男子曲棍队进入众议院议事厅，现场响起热烈掌声。川普也不忘自己的酸人功夫，提及前拜登政府的性别等多元政策如何危害体育赛事。